Hello there, my name is Adam. I'm a product manager and I've been in the world of product for quite some time now. I've been developing products in several different industries and introducing people to the world of product down the line. It's an exciting world, and what makes it so interesting is the diversity, the knowledge, the pace, the interactions, that feeling of completion you get with each and every new feature. So if your dream job is business analyst, product owner, or product manager, but you have no idea what it's all about, then rest assured you've come to the right place. And if you've already entered this magical realm of product, but you're still new to it, and you could use a gentle nudge, then I am here to offer guidance, with just the right amount of quality information to boost your confidence, seasoned with tips and tricks, as well as a couple of exercises to get that motor running. We will be speaking about product development lifecycle and how to wrap our heads around all the questions. We will be speaking about roles and responsibilities and how to carefully choose what we're wishing for. We will deep dive into frameworks, requirements management, refinement process, backlog and stakeholder management, but also design thinking, ways of working and self-management. And towards the end, we'll also have a taste of the skill set, just as much as to figure out what it takes to get out there and own that product. Perhaps you've already tried to digest hours and hours of videos. You must have read thousands of words trying to figure out what product management is all about. This means that you have already committed to this change. All you need to do now is take that commitment just one step further and you'll have your breakthrough. There are a lot of awesome courses out there, each of them focused on various product management topics. This, however, is the one course that will introduce you to the world of product and will hold the door open for you while you get fully acquainted with the terminology, the concepts, and the ways of working. You will understand what it's all about, you will no longer feel puzzled or overwhelmed, and you will finally find it within your grasp to make the career change that you've always been dreaming of. I'm here to offer you a guided tour of what it means to be a product person. And through the practical exercises that we're going to go through, you'll also have a taste of how it feels like to manage a product, all the way from tactics to strategy. All right, let's do this. In our first session, we will be speaking about product, a one-on-one first step into the world of product. What would a product look like? The business dictionaries define products as goods, ideas, methods, information, objects or services created as a result of a process and which serve a specific need. Therefore, a product has a combination of tangible and intangible attributes. These are the benefits, the features. For example, when you want to buy a car, you might consider tangible attributes such as its size and color, number of doors, and so on. This means that you are searching for a product based on its tangible attributes. On the other hand, you might also consider intangible attributes such as price, quality, and safety test scores. So what's a product after all? Well, anything can be a product, from a pen or a phone, to a book or a birthday party, or even a person. I, for one, became my own personal product when I switched from banking to software product development. I had to acquire new skills and also shapeshift and enhance the way I showcased my profile on the market. But why do you think we need product development? We need it to enhance quality and add value for the customers. We need it to improve performance and reduce cost. We need product development because continuous improvement is vital to any business. It is what's keeping us ahead of the game, performing and providing the best customer experience. Customer-centric is always a good attitude, because that way we'll never lose focus from what's really important. Without customers, there is no product. So who could manage a product? Well, truth be told, anyone can manage a product. And everyone involved in the product development lifecycle can certainly pitch in with ideas and feedback. But usually the person responsible for this is the product manager or product owner, depending on the organizational model. But sometimes it can be a business analyst, or you can have all these roles working together throughout the product development lifecycle. Either way, if we are to speak about the person behind the role, then there's more to it than meets the eye. Catherine Ulrich, former product owner at Shutterstock, has narrowed it down to 6 categories. You've got product owners obsessed with conversion rates and analytics, others who like to deep dive into user journeys and business flows, others are addicted to social media and networking, while some of us are amazing at building services. If data and algorithms are your thing, then you've got your special place. And you're equally special if you're focused on mobile. Bottom line, there's no such thing as a universal product owner. If you're an employer, then it depends on what exactly is it that you're looking for. Whereas if you're the actual product owner, then you just need to pay attention to your strengths, your passions and weaknesses, so that you go for the job that suits you best. How should we manage a product? The product owner role does sound sweet on paper, and scary too. You're the king of the road on the way to production, the ultimate leader and the industry expert. But actually, being a product owner is not about being the most important voice. It's not about single-handedly generating one idea after the other. It's not about being a designer or a programmer or all of these at once. Being a product owner is all about being the voice of the customer. It's all about facilitating teamwork, bridging the communication, leading and guiding people along the product journey. It's about being positive and efficient. It's about making decisions on the spot with just a handful of information. All of these and much more. Here's an exercise for you. Take 15 minutes to come up with a product idea and highlight its main features. Don't overcomplicate it. This is not about the idea itself. It's not supposed to be unique or a Nobel Prize runner-up for that matter. So it can be a smartwatch, or an app, or a toy, or a car, or a book. So basically anything. Just make sure that you specify its general features, like for instance, I want to create a smartwatch for visually impaired people, so they can easily access news feeds, social media content, caller information, weather and public transportation info. And this is your starting ground. Good luck! In this session, we will be speaking about how to design think your way across. We could often use a guide, a 5-step to success manifesto. And we might already have that knowledge buried deep inside under a pile of information, and all we need to do is rearrange the pieces of the puzzle so that it all makes sense. So here's what's trending: design thinking. Design thinking is a process, a how-to, a technique, and ultimately a cognitive process meant to creatively and efficiently bring a product to life. The concept of design thinking dates back to the 1960s, and it was born as a mixture of creativity techniques and design methods, such as divergence, convergence, prototyping, and sustainability. It's a human-centered approach, meaning that as opposed to a customer-centered approach, where we speak about ease of use, improvement of flows, user-friendly interfaces, with design thinking we speak about desires, needs, feelings, and added value. It all begins with empathy. Empathy is our capacity to reposition ourselves so that we get into the depths of what another person is experiencing. We therefore need to pay attention to what the other person says, does, thinks, and feels. While it might be fairly easy with actions and words, we do need a keen eye for detail and careful observation when it comes to thoughts and feelings. So if the product that we intend to create is a smartwatch for visually impaired people, for instance, then we can think of our potential customers, walk a mile in their shoes, and try to deep dive into their fears, frustrations, and obstacles, but also their desires and their needs. We would then need to define. This is where we start working with all the information that we've gathered in the previous stage. We can therefore identify and define the problems by analyzing facts and data gathered so far, by understanding the causes and the effects, by properly defining the problems, and then by explaining the problems. Why do we need to explain the problems? Because that's the ultimate proof that the problems have been thoroughly understood. We can then proceed to identifying and defining the solution. And we can do so by compiling a list of possible solutions, then testing the solutions and validating them. Then we can comprehensively define the proper solution and assign its implementation. The third step in design thinking is about generating ideas. Throw on the table any, and I mean absolutely any idea that crosses your mind. At this stage, it's all about generating ideas. It doesn't matter at all whether it's good or bad, or if it's the worst idea ever. We'll take care of that later. All that matters now is generating as many ideas as possible without any constraints, analysis, or comparison of any sort. So think outside the box, build on ideas of others, stay focused on the topic and be visual, go for wild ideas, and go for quantity. Prototype is what we'll need to do next. This one is about producing a light version of the product, one that is not very expensive. And we're in an experimental stage. The aim here is to identify the most appropriate solution. And how do we get there? By testing and retesting, by investigating, by improving and testing again and again until we have a better idea of the solution, the problem, and the product alike. Testing is the final stage. There is rigorous testing going on here, and the purpose is to thoroughly test the complete product considering the optimal solution as it was identified during the previous stage. So we test the product, we evaluate the solution, we generate new ideas, and we refine or redefine the problem. This leads to an iterative process, because that's what design thinking is. You don't just put down your pencil once the tests pass. Testing the product will teach us more about customers, and it will generate new ideas. Testing may also redefine the problem itself. So you see, this is not the end of the line. This is not just a simple 5 steps recipe for the perfect product. This is more than that. So here's your exercise for the day. You previously came up with a product idea, and you've also highlighted its main features. Now it's time to empathize. Think about your customers and walk a mile in their shoes. Identify their pain points, their needs. You then need to define what is it that they're stumbling upon, highlight the problems, and define the proper solution for each specific problem. And now come up with ideas. There is no such thing as a bad idea, so go for it. And then start sorting your ideas and pinpoint the ones that best suit your purpose. Then categorize them properly, grouping them under the corresponding features that you previously identified. Let me give you an example. If I were to create a smartwatch for visually impaired people, as I said, my high-level features would be the following: news, social media, caller information, weather, and public transportation. Why would I need caller information, for example, to be available on my Braille smartwatch? Because as a customer, it would be a bit more difficult for me to just stop, possibly in the middle of a crowded sidewalk, and access my phone's particular feature that would tell me just that. So this feature would enable me to access that information much more easily. Now, how exactly is that supposed to be working? Well, the following ideas might be suitable for this feature. It would display the name or the phone number of the person who's calling me. It would display options to take or reject that call. It would display an option to call back, and so on. Now, some of these ideas might be good, some of them might be great, others might be completely useless. I would sort them out later. Anyway, so for a prototype, I would only pick 1 or 2 of these ideas, then test them and analyze the results, then proceed with the process. Because as I said, design thinking is an iterative process, and that's just the beauty of it, because it brings efficiency through clearly defined steps that allow us to concentrate on one thing at a time, thus enabling us to bring out the best ideas, the best solutions, the best product for our customers' needs. Good luck!